Good morning. This is day 4, it's Thursday, and I camp between wells 8 and 9. I'm going to keep this a bit short because there's some cloud. It seems to be coming this way, so I want to pack up camp before it starts raining, if it's going to rain. That, and I need to get a coffee in me as well. Coffee set up, just using a cold brew concentrate and my milk warmer frother. Carry everything. Really nice sleep last night. Tent was warm, I was warm. Wind picked up this morning in front of these rain clouds that are coming in, so it's got a bit of a chill to it, but it's definitely getting warmer the further along this track I get. Today's plans, get past well 9, and then each one of the wells past this are up between sort of 20 and 40 kilometers apart, so it should be fairly easy traveling. And I'm just going to see how many I make during the day and see how the desert treats me. Anyway, I'm going to keep it that short so I can go and try not to get wet. Morning to you. Good morning to you. Getting away pretty early, so the sun's in my face. This is sort of what I had hoped not to do, but this morning front came over and it looked like I was going to get some rain, so I packed up camp as quickly as I could, and then of course it just blew over me. No rain, sun came out. I took some time just to upload footage and have a breakfast shake and have a coffee and just pot around, chase some birds around with the birding gear, to no avail, unfortunately. Loved getting these low-lying shrubs, and unfortunately I missed every opportunity. You know, you bring the lens up, take a shot, and it's gone. Well, we've just rocked up at well 8, just as I was approaching a convoy of 2 cars from Canberra. Some nice people heading through, towing a couple of T-vans. They got a couple of days ahead of them to finish off the tracks through some very tight, scratchy and rocky country. It'll be interesting to see how they go. Anyway, let's have a look around here. We've got Forrest's hut we'll start off with to see what this says. It's actually a hut from John Forrest exploration party, built in 1874. I'll let you have a read of that. That's the remnants of the hut. Gee, it would have been a bit of work bringing all those stones here. There's some big ones in the group. Well, let's wander over to the shelter over here, and same again, I'll let you have a read. I'm going to have a read myself. There's my vehicle. Now those signs for this station that said don't camp at windmills, well, initially at first I just thought they meant the wells themselves, but no, it's the windmills. And because I hadn't seen any, well, here's the windmill. So yeah, you can't camp here, can't camp in with 1 kilometre of the windmills. They use this area obviously as a place where vermin come in with water and attracted to other animals that are drinking here. They come in and shoot the vermin. Makes sense? So there's the windmill. Got some cattle yards. Let's go and have a look what this sign says. The old Southern Cross windmill. Information about the Ward family. And then over here would be well number 8. Canning's well. Oh, well number 9, sorry. I'm a whole well out of touch. It's a good little dictation of how the wells worked. And there's the well itself. Hopefully beyond disrepair, covered over. There's the old pouring section for the water trough, the pulley wheel. Very cool. Righty. There's always something interesting to see when you're doing a trek for the first time. You never know what's around the next corner. It's the adventure of it. And let's continue the adventure. Back in the car and heading northeast. Northeast to east anyway. Cheers. So those 2 vehicles that I caught up with that were leaving well 9, I was having a yarn with them because they're towing, and I was like, you know, are you going to go out at well 5 or are you going to push through? And they're like, no, we're definitely pushing through. And I was mentioning the signs saying no trailers and what the track's like, and they were, no, that's fine. Over recent years that has not been the case. They've allowed trailers to go through, so which is great if you want to bring your trailers, especially the T-vans like they were towing. No issues whatsoever. Just got to be mindful that those creek crossings in particular are tight. They're very steep entrance, very steep exits. There's quite a few with rock steps and stuff you're going to be careful with. So like I said to them, just take it slowly. These are people that know what they're doing anyway, so I don't want to sound like I was instructing them, but you know, take it slowly and spot each other, and they'll get through it fine. But just wanted to mention that, yep, apparently now you can take trailers for the full extent of the canning, so it's great for anyone who wants to tow, and shows that keeping up with the latest information is really appropriate for especially this track, because even the mappings, like on HEMA, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but HEMA maps are way out. Luckily I've got a couple of different versions of maps that I'm using, and I got new tracks that is, I don't know when it was mapped for new tracks, but that has led me in the places where I have been a little unsure of where to go. That has showed me the direction. So even just there at well 9, leaving there just forks off. Well, actually it's more of a trident. It's 3 in one direction and another road that you come in on, and you come in on that road, which is a canning, and then you get to this 3 fork. There's a sign there that says canning stock route, left for Wiluna, right track for Halls Creek. And so I went the right track, but ended up being a station track, I believe. Had to go back, and that was the direct one ahead. So you can quite easily get muddled up if you're not careful. So definitely have a few different versions of your mapping software. Do not rely on HEMA. Maybe they'll update it one day. But yeah, just to be safe. And I mean, I also carry paper maps as well, just as a backup to the backup. Anyway, we're out of well 9, heading to well 10. Got about 21 kilometers to chill out, listen to some tunes, enjoy the road, enjoy the sights. We'll see when we get there. Well, that is 21 k's down, and we are at well 10. There's not much here. We'll show you around. There's the entrance track. Plenty of room if you wanted to camp. And then the well itself. Not much of it left. have a look-see. Ooh, she's sort of covered. Can't see too much in there. Oh well, another one done. That's number 10. What, 41 to go? I've got a long way. So that was well 10. 10 to 11 is 15 Ks. And then off to 11 to 12 is about 32, I believe. So I think I'm going to head off to well 11. And that should be close enough. I'll probably have an early lunch there. We'll see how I feel. I might push on to well 12 for lunch, but whenever it happens, it happens. It's the beauty of doing this sort of trip. Anyway, a single vehicle heading from well 10 to well 11. So yeah, we'll see where we end up.
In my shadow, there ain't no doubt. Red dust swirls up behind the worn out tires, chasing a ghost through the desert fires. Got a map in my hand, a thirst in my soul. Gonna find the next well, gonna make myself whole. Oh, the red.
Well, we've hit some corrugations and we're definitely into the desert country now. People did say to me that you'll notice when you actually get there, and it just changed all of a sudden. Definitely been hitting a couple of sand dunes, just past one convoy of 4 cars. And I had been thinking about putting the extra pole in my sand flag just to get a bit of extra height, so I've done that, just pulled over. Got a sand dune just coming up now. I just want to be able to make sure that, you know, people can see me as they come over the top. Got the front camera going and the drone just to give a bit of an idea of what these dunes are like. Have a bit of fun. Alrighty, just coming up to it now. They're pretty small at the moment. They're not difficult. Pretty hard base. No, there's nothing sort of cut out, and not these guys, the last guys I ran into were saying that, and we're just crossing over the top now. Beautiful. She's definitely softer on this side. You can feel it as you're coming over the top. That was fun. They were saying they come across people earlier on in the trek who weren't lowering their tyre pressures down. They were running at 40 psi, or whatever their road pressures are. And they were saying to the people with the T-vans, it's like, how are you getting over these? You know, you're crazy. And they're like, well, just lower the tyre pressures. And they're like, well, you're going to tear your tyres apart. How rough must their trip be? Geez, that flag's going everywhere. How rough must their trip be if they're not lowering their tyre pressures down? The sections here, the corrugations, they're pretty rough, but with the proper speed and the tyre pressures I have, I'm just floating over the top. Going slower is worse. So, no, each to their own. It's just what makes all these sand dunes, especially seems being from the other end, that because the prevailing wind pushes the soft sand over the top, and then they're coming through with high pressures and cutting it all up. Sounds like a bit of fun to me. Oh well, I'll try and do the right thing and leave it as I found it, if not better. All right, to the next sand dune.
Sand stretches in the blue sky gleams, living out a country song, chasing desert dreams, jumping from well to well, a lonely kind of quest, finding my own story in the rugged wild. It's a journey of the heart, searching for adventure, tearing the world apart.
Alrighty, so after a fun couple of dunes, seeing another convoy of 4 cars, we have arrived at well 11. This is Goodwin Soak, also part of White Lake, Salt Lake. Alrighty, a sign for you to have a read of. If you can. She's pretty faint, this one. This is obviously what's left of the well. Oh, the little finches. I'll get my camera out, see if I can catch some photos of that. That's very cute. Oh, birding calls. Have a read of that sign. Not much here left for the well. I shall speak to you later. Well, I just finished up at well 11, just chasing some little zebra finches around with the camera. Now I'm going to push on to well 12. It's about 32 k's. I'm going to have a quick snack, get on the road. Looks like this part of the track is going to be skirting around salt lakes, so that should be interesting to see. And I mean, I don't know how many salt lakes. I don't know how many sand dunes are going to be ahead of me, but looking in the HEMA, the last lot that it mentioned said the average height was 8 meters. This is now saying the average height is 11 meters. So they're obviously getting bigger and bigger. So a bit more fun to be had. Anyway, got a snack and run and see where we end up. Cheers. Just off to the left here, come over the sand dune. Big salt lake here. It's called Lake Aerodrome. Not sure why. Maybe they'd used it in the past to land planes and so forth. Which is definitely a big scar in the landscape here. You come from desert she oaks and sand dunes and red dirt, straight over a sand dune, bang. And I'll put some photos up from the drone and the camera.
The dingoes howl at the fading light. Stars come out, burning clear and bright. Every mile's a lesson, every sunrise new. This endless horizon is a promise, it's true, it's true. Heard the stories from the old timers, the men of the land. Now I'm riding my own with a pen full of sand. Oh, the red sand stretches in the blue sky gleams, living out a country.
I mean, I'm loving this because it just, not one section is the same. You come across rocky outcrops to sand to salt lakes to, I'm having a ball. If you have not got this on your bucket list, really, get it on there, because this place is amazing. Well, welcome to well 12. It's actually a beautiful spot. It's nestled between two dunes. There's some desert she oaks and the wind is just howling through these trees. It's quite a peaceful place. Looks like they used to do some fuel dumps here. I can see some old fuel drums. There's some by the entrance and there's some over here as well. We'll go and have a look at that in a second. This is the well. Very similar styles to what we've already seen. Looks like it's working well. So we'll play around with that in a bit. There's some camp areas. You have a drop toilet over here. And we'll walk over to this other camp area and have a look. You can see there's a couple of fuel drums over here. There's a well 12 sign as you come in. Some more old fuel drums. Didn't realise there was multiple locations you could actually do the fuel dumps. And then, check out these trees. That sound that's going through them. So you got a fire pit over here. There's a fire pit over here amongst these trees. If it wasn't so early, I could really see myself camping here. It's a beautiful spot. There's a heap of wood there too. Oh, do I want to break camp early? The fire pit. It's well set up. I just love these trees. Really has an inviting feeling. A desert oasis. I'm sure I'm not going to find a spot as good as this, but it's still very early, so I want to push on, drive for another 3 hours and see where we end up. But let's go and play with the well. I guess in case anyone is interested, I'll show you this drop toilet. I'm guessing it's raised because, let's have a look. Might all be sealed up. Ah, yeah. It's got a little trailer there for where the dodgies go. A bit of a spiel of the people that actually help do this. Let's have a look. Oh my god, there's a person in there. Yep, so typical, very typical drop toilet. Please deposit 1 scoop of lime into the toilet after depositing your 1 scoop of last night's dinner. Alright, that's just in case one was interested about what those drop toilets were like. See what the go with this one is. Big bucket. Oh, this one's quite shallow, won't take long at all. There's a lot of root growth in there. I guess these she oaks are throwing their roots to the water source. Alrighty. So it's already in the water. Filling up. We'll throw some water into the trough for the animals. Bucket's got a few holes in it. Need a dear Eliza out here to rectify that. Alrighty. Cool. I'll give the birdie something to drink. Put the covers back on so you don't get any dead animals in there polluting the water. Alright, well, well 12 was very interesting. Thoroughly enjoyed this place. It's still too early to stop, like I probably would have said, so I'm going to push on. Go and have a look at well 13 and probably 14. That's 40 k's all up, they're 20 k's apart. And yeah, come around that 4 o'clock mark, I'm just going to pull up and find somewhere to camp. It's really impressive how much effort people have gone to over the years to refurb, rebuild, and keep this up and running to the standard it is. I mean, these wells, the working ones, are incredible. It'd be a lifesaver out here if you didn't need it. I'm nowhere near requiring to top up on water yet, which I'm kind of surprised at, but at least I know if I do need to, with my filtration system, I've got that sorted. All right. Off to well 13. Single vehicle leaving well 12, heading for well 13. Corrugations. Can't hear anyone. Well, let's get traveling.
I'm chasing desert dreams, jumping from well to well, a lonely kind of quest, finding my own story in the rugged Wild West. If they just travel. Searching for adventure, tearing the world apart. The vaulting knows how at the fading light. Stars come out, burning clear and bright. Every mile's a lesson, every sunrise new. this endless horizon is a promise, it's true. It's true. Heard the stories from the old timers, but never land. Now I'm out on my own with a pen full of sand. Wow.
Well, we just got here at well 13. It's very similar yet different. I mean, we're in between two dunes, just like at well 12, but as you can see, they don't have the large desert she oaks like the last one did. It's a nice looking campsite over there. We'll go have a look in a second. It's all burnt out through here. Don't know if that's because people have done the wrong thing or they just had storms out here. Who knows? Anyway, here's well 13. Not much of it left. Looks like it's just, yeah, she's fully gone. Just a hole in the ground now. And what's left of the watering trough. All right, cool. Let's go for a wander down here. Have a look at this campsite. I still reckon I'm going to push on. It's almost 3 o'clock, so I've got about an hour and it's about 20 k's to the next well. If there's a campsite like this to the next well, I think I'll be pulling up stumps there, because it's actually been quite a long day. It's certainly taken it out of me more than any other day, and it's probably compounding as I go, but a lot more corrugations. And yeah, I'm starting to feel it, so I'm looking forward to pulling up stumps. Alrighty. And this is what we have for a campsite at well 13. There's still a nice cool breeze that's coming between these dunes. Plenty of places you can pull up. Definitely large enough for quite a few people. These little pull-off bays. Everyone's got an area where they've had fires in the past. Yeah, well, there you go. This is also one of the locations just before you get to the turn off, or just after, depending which way you're going. For me, it was just before, with one of the burnt out cars just on the right hand side there. It was very shoulder high grass, and I just zoomed past it. It was like, what was that? Oh, burnt out car. I might have a look on the way back out. This is one where you have to drive in to check it out, so it's not actually on the route itself. You drive in for, I don't know, a kilometre or so. It's not very far. It's a pretty cool drive in. As I say, it's all that shoulder length grass, and there's just enough room for the car to go through it. So it's, yeah, it's a nice drive. Worth coming and having a look. Back into the car. We shall mosey on. They agree. Like I said, to get into well 13, you actually have to turn off. So you come to a bit of a T-junction when you're coming out. I'll show you what I mean. So there's the sign you come across. It shows to well 13. And that's the road in. You don't get much notice, and the HEMA maps actually show it being further up. So yeah, I came across it fairly. Let's go for a wander back up here. I'll tell you one thing, the further I get out here, I'm definitely getting more and more sense of remoteness. And the wind, every now and then, sounds like a car to me. Obviously it's not, as far as I can see. It's awesome, just awesome. Anyway, when I was walking back here to show you, actually doesn't look like it's actually burnt out. I know there are burnt out ones on the track, but she's been here for a while. I think there's much more to strip off this old girl. How cool was that? It's as far as someone made it on this trip. I'm not 100% sure what sort of vehicle that is. I don't know, maybe an old Land Rover maybe. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me. I mean, it's hard enough for me to pick cars when they're new, let alone rusted out and been sitting there for God knows how long. All right, 13 done and dusted, and now we'll push on to well 14. That's probably further than I expected to get today. I've been watching the fuel pretty closely. I think it is going down a little bit faster than I was expecting. Not enough that I need to worry, especially at this stage, but that's 20 more wells to go before I get to the fueling point. So at some point I'll sit down and work out how many kilometers that is and if I'm going to make it or not. Should do. Anyway, back in the car, let's get tripping.
I'm just chasing a feeling through these scorching nights. A little bit of danger, a whole lot of peace. This lonely road's the only place I'll find release. Oh, the red sand stretches in the blue sky.
And now we are at well 14. There's not much of this one left. There's the watering trough. It's obviously where was in this hole at some stage, and just a very small little campsite. Not much to it. You can blink and miss this place. I'll be camping here. I'm not 100% sure. I do know I just heard someone on the radio. They were far enough that it was hard to understand, but they did say they were heading to well 14. I don't know if they're coming from behind me or from well 15. If they come from well 15, they may just pull up mid-track somewhere. So I'm going to get comfortable here and just see if anyone else rocks up. Hopefully they don't. I'd like to have this place to myself. If I've got to share it, got to share it. There's only one other car, so it wouldn't be too much to share this place. Looks like a nice little spot over here behind this tree. Dead level where I am now, which is good for the rooftop, but it's sort of right in the middle of the campsite. So wherever somebody else goes, if they're going to camp here, we're going to be in amongst each other. If I pull over to this spot, it's probably going to be level as well. I just pull in there. Yeah, I reckon that will do me. Yeah. That is me for tonight. That will do me fine. Nice and comfy. Cozy little spot. First thing first, I bet you know what it is. Cheers! So, I bought a set of night vision goggles. Thought it'd just be a bit something to play around with. Didn't think much of it. I had totally forgotten about them. I was staying in the firelight, and I just thought, it's dark. I got a pair of these in the car when I found them. Thought I'd give them a show. Check this out. Pretty dark. You'd agree. Oh, this is not going to actually be able to see. There we go. It's not bad. This is the campsite. There's the fire pit. Where's that fire pit? There's the fire pit. I move it, and that's all you can see. And that's all I can see. For a couple of bucks off Temu or Amazon. It's pretty nifty, I thought. Now, hopefully I just don't find anything out there that scares the crap out of me. Anyway, I'm going to bed. Night.
Glory in the rugged Wild West. It's just traveling. It's a journey of the heart.